This is a class for BA Part 2. We are doing Elegy Written in a Country Churchyard, Part 4th. A poem by Thomas Gray. I am Dr. Anil Dadich, your teacher. We have already completed the poem up to this part. Full many a gem of purest serene, the dark, unfathomed caves of ocean bear. Full many a flower is born to blush unseen and waste its sweetness on the desert air. We have completed the poem up to this part, and now we move forward. Some village Hampden. Hampden was actually John Hampden in England, in London, at the time of Civil War. He he struggled against the monarchy. So, some village Hampden means some rebel against the system, against the landlord of the village. So, village Hampden means a village rebel. Hampden is used as a noun for the quality, for his rebellious quality. So, some village Hampden that with dauntless breast, with fearless heart, breast means heart. He wants to communicate the courageous person that with dauntless breast, the little tyrant of his fields withstood. Withstood means faced. So, the little tyrant of his fields. Fields means the people of villagers, the people of village who faced the tyrant Tanasha. So the little tyrant of the village was faced by some village rebel with a courageous heart, and such a person was there who lived in this village. Some mute inglorious Milton here may rest. Here in this churchyard may rest a person who was as gifted as Milton, the great poet. But this poet, who is buried in the graveyard, may not be as glorious as Milton. He is mute. He is now no more. He is not able to sing anymore, write anymore. So he is talking, actually, the poet is talking about various kinds of talents who were there in the village. Maybe a rebel, maybe a poet, and the third one is some Cromwell. He is indicating to Oliver Cromwell, who fought against Charles I, and in whose leadership there was a great revolution done in England. So, some Cromwell, guiltless of his country's blood, although there was a rebel like Oliver Cromwell who gathered all the villagers against injustice, but there was no bloodshed in the scale of bloodshed that was done in London. So, this village Cromwell, this village rebel, was guiltless. He was not guilty of the bloodshed that was there in the country, in England, in London, at the time of Charles I. So, there might have been a revolution in the village, in the leadership of some village leader, but he was guiltless of the bloodshed, because there was no shedding of blood in the village on this large scale. Okay, so we move forward. The applause of listening senates to command, the threats of pain and ruin to despise, to scatter plenty over a smiling land, and read their history in a nation's eyes, their lot forbade. you have to take care that this line of the second stanza, the first line of the second stanza, their lot forbade, will be added to all the lines in the first stanza. So we will read this stanza in this manner. Their lot forbade. Lot is destiny. Lot is fate. Forbade means denied. Their destiny denied them. उनके भाग्य में ऐसा नहीं था, उनके भाग्य ने ये उनको नहीं दिया. तो their destiny denied them. What did the destiny deny them? The applause of listening senates to command. They were not blessed with the fate that they could reach to senates, संसद तक पहुंच सके, and there they could deliver speeches which would command applause. Applause means appreciation, admiration by the listening senates. It was not in their fate. उनके भाग्य में नहीं था कि वो सीनेट्स तक पहुंचते, वहाँ पे स्पीच देते और लिसनिंग सीनेट्स, लिसनिंग ऑडियंस जो रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स थे वो सुनकर उसकी तारीफ करते. Their lot, their destiny forbade this. Their lot forbade the threats of pain and ruin to despise. Threats of pain and ruin. The poet wants to mean that there are difficult times that the state has to face. तो ऐसा बताते हैं इंग्लैंड में there was a great fire जिसमें half of London, more than half of London was burnt. There were so many pandemics that the state had to face. ये पेन और ruin की बात है. तो the threats of pain and ruin to despise. Despise means to hate, that is to say to face, उनका सामना करना, उनके खिलाफ struggle करना. It was not in their fate. Means they were not in senior positions of the state that they could fight against the threats of pain and ruin. Again, we read the third line with the combination of this line. Therefore, their lot forbade them. Their destiny denied them to scatter plenty over a smiling land. To scatter plenty means good fortune, to share good fortune over a smiling land. Smiling land means that he is talking about the nation. He is talking about England. Smiling nation means when England was fortunate enough to bring prosperity from the other countries. You all know that England was a great empire and it had many colonies across the world, और वहाँ से जो prosperity आती थी that was shared, that was you can say divided or distributed among the public also. So it was not in their destiny that they could scatter plenty, means they could distribute the plenty जो बहुत ज़्यादा विदेशों से आया उनके पास, they could scatter over the smiling land, over the fortunate country, and read their history in a nation's eyes. When people would be receiving this good fortune, so they would definitely have appreciation for their rulers in their eyes. और उन आँखों को देख करके, उन appreciating, admiring eyes को, adoring eyes को देख करके, the rulers could find, they could read, they could judge that they would be considered great in the chapters of history in the coming times. ऐसा, लेकिन ये उनके भाग्य में नहीं था. Nor circumscribed alone their growing virtues. Their destiny, their lot, not only denied all these good opportunities but also circumscribed. Circumscribed means controlled. Not only their growing virtues, उनके जो गुण, उनमें जो virtues थे, administrative virtues जो हो सकते थे, that they would grow with more and more opportunities, they were not only controlled but their crimes were also confined. They might have committed some crimes when they were in positions, when they were in good administrative positions, so maybe they might do some crimes, so they were also confined. Confined matlab limited. Their crimes were also limited or controlled. Their lot forbade them to wade through slaughter to a throne. Generally, it is seen that the kings generally get the throne, सिंहासन तक पहुंचते हैं कैसे? By wading through slaughter. Wade through means walk through. Slaughter means killing a lot of people. So you get the crown, you get the throne by killing so many people. So it was not in their destiny. Their destiny denied this also, that they needed not to kill so many people so that they could find the crown or the big position. So this was a crime and their destiny confined that also. उनके भाग्य ने उनमें ये भी लिखा कि बहुत बड़े आदमी तो नहीं बनेंगे, लेकिन वो बड़ा आदमी बनने के कारण जो क्राइम करने पड़ते हैं वो भी उनके भाग्य में बच गया. टू वेड थ्रू स्लॉटर टू ए थ्रोन एंड शट द गेट्स ऑफ मर्सी ऑन मैनकाइंड. देयर आर सो मेनी historical chapters in which the tyrants or the autocrats or the kings would be merciless. They shut the gate of mercy on mankind. Common man के लिए दया के द्वार बंद कर देते हैं. ऐसा भी उनके भाग्य में नहीं आया. The struggling pangs of conscious truth to hide, to quench the blushes of ingenuous shame, or heap the shrine of luxury and pride with incense kindled at the muse's flame. This also their fate forbade, denied. It was not in their fate, it was not in their destiny to hide. उनको ये भी हाइड नहीं करना पड़ा भाग्य के कारण. क्या नहीं हाइड करना पड़ा? The struggling pangs of conscious truth. Truth is always conscious. Your conscience knows what is truth and what is not. आपकी अंतरात्मा में you are always aware कि सच क्या है, और उस conscious truth को कंट्रोल करना क्या होता है? When you are in a position you have to hide so many things because you are an administrator. तो आपको बहुत सारी चीज़ें छुपा के भी काम करना पड़ता है, लेकिन you know the truth. तो it needs a lot of struggle to hide the pangs of. Pangs means pain. The sharp pain of hiding the truth, वो भी उनके भाग्य में नहीं था. Why? Because they did not have that opportunity to rule. राजा नहीं बनने का एक फ़ायदा उनको ये भी हुआ कि अंतरात्मा में जो सत्य था उसको एक्सप्रेस करने में उनको छुपाना नहीं पड़ा. और टू क्वेंच द ब्लशेज ऑफ इंजेनियस शेम. जो शर्मिंदगी आप में होती है, इंजेनियस शेम, द शेम दैट यू फील इन योर माइंड, इन योर साइकी, उसकी जो शर्म है, उसकी जो ब्लशेज है, उसको यू डिड नॉट नीड टू क्वेंच. क्वेंच मीन्स टू सप्रेस. दबाना नहीं पड़ा आपको. और हीप द श्राइन ऑफ लग्जरी और प्राइड. या फिर आपको क्या करना पड़ता है? Luxury means luxurious people, personified abstraction. Pride means proud people, big people who always have pride, and therefore they need always flattering words to please them. So the poet says that these rustic forefathers, their destiny denied them to heap the shrine of luxury and pride with incense. Incense means खुशबू, फ्रेग्रेंस. जैसे अगरबत्ती अपन करते हैं इन द टेम्पल, वैसे. तो इंसेंस किंडल्ड मीन्स बर्न्ट एट द म्यूजेस फ्लेम. म्यूजेस फ्लेम मीन्स द इंस्पिरेशन ऑफ गॉडेस पोइट्री. म्यूजेस इज गॉडेस पोइट्री, गॉडेस ऑफ नॉलेज. तो ज्ञान की देवी के मंदिर से जो फ्लेम मिलती है, जो पैशन मिलता है, जो पोइट्री का टैलेंट मिलता है, उससे यू डिड नॉट need to produce any kind of poem or flattering remarks. किसके लिए? In praise of the luxurious people, wealthy people, or the people who are proud, जो बड़े घर के हैं और जो जिनमें बहुत प्राइड है, ऐसे लोगों के श्राइन्स को उनके टेम्पल्स को, दैट इज़ टू से उनके हाउसेस को, उनके ऑफिसेस को, उनके थ्रोन्स को, यू डिड नॉट नीड टू appreciate or admire in a poetic way. You were not forced to, you were not compelled to, you did not need to do that. झूठी तारीफ़ें नहीं करनी पड़ी, ये भी उनके भाग्य ने लिखा था. We will do this up to this up to this stanza, and we will do the rest of the poem in our next lecture. Thank you very much.